Hello and welcome to the Cinema ATL podcast. The Cinema ATL podcast is a weekly podcast that examines the world of entertainment through the lens of local and filmmakers. That would be us, your hosts. I am Michael D. Friedman, and that is
Martin Kelley.
And this week, we're going to try something just a little bit different. We're going to share our first fantasy movie draft with you. What is that, you might ask? Well, you'll have to wait to find out. Because first, we have to talk about how our listeners can help out the podcast. So, Martin, how do they do that?
Well, you listen to the podcast like you're doing right now, and you comment and rate it wherever you listen. And we want you to comment and rate on those formats. And, of course, those formats are the popular Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, SoundCloud, Stitcher, Amazon Podcasts as well, which is what, Audible? I think Amazon Podcasts is part of Audible. So definitely like us there, rate us there, and post your comments there, and that will help us quite a bit.
And we also want to hear from you. You can always tweet us at CinemaATL or at my personal account at Badger33.
Or hit me up at Marte_real1.
And of course, our Instagram is still going strong, getting new followers every day at CinemaATL Podcast, all one word. And check that out for not only news about what's going on with the podcast, but other fun stuff as well.
Absolutely. And you can always get us also at cinemaatl.com.
Mm-hmm. So we're going to explain what the fantasy movie draft is. So
I hope you will.
We'll get into it right now. All right. So the fantasy movie draft. So Martin had the idea for this podcast of a movie for Forgotten Film, and I didn't watch it. So we came up with this other idea instead that's kind of been bouncing around in my head, and it's called the fantasy movie draft. And I think Martin understands the rules, but we're going to go over it here just so you all know as well. The fantasy movie draft is just a fun game that we're going to try out. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, you'll never hear about this again. But if it does, we might have more of these. In the game, we have a certain theme. In this case, we're doing Christmas. And each of us are going to try to come up with a cast and crew for our best possible fantasy movie that fits that genre. So we're basically acting as producers, filling in our cast and crew of a Christmas movie, and we'll decide, who we pick, and based off of that, we'll get to come up with a concept for a Christmas movie. Martin and I will take turns picking a director, cast members, writers, and other crew to come up with an original concept. We'll each also be randomly assigned a genre for our film, so we'll add another element of surprise and strategy as to who we are picking. A person can only be picked once. After one of us picks a cast or crew member, they cannot be picked by the other team, since we're doing fantasy draft. And at the end of the draft, we'll each be tasked with coming up with a quick logline or synopsis to describe what our film will be about. And you, dear listeners, will get to decide the winner. Does that sound fun?
It sounds fun to me, but you do have the advantage because you came up with most of these rules, as far as I know. But I just learned them. But I think I understand it, like you mentioned. And I can't wait to hear the twist on what genre where our Christmas movie is going to be in, and get started, because I got a lot of people in mind. But I guess the genre will change things, perhaps.
Might. All right. So I'm going to pull up our wheel of decision here. I'm going to give it a spin and see what you get, Martin.
All right, let's see.
You get superhero.
Superhero. Wow. Okay, so a superhero Christmas movie.
Superhero Christmas movie.
Okay.
Now I'm going to do mine. Spin the wheel, and I get... Oh, this is going to change things. Western.
Oh,
Western.
nice. Nice.
A Western Christmas movie. Okay. I can deal.
All right. Cool.
All right.
So now with the genres in place, I've got superhero, you got Western. So now we're going to go into draft mode, and I guess you're going to get a pick, I'm going to get a pick, and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. So we'll draft by position. We'll start, and these are positions that we're going
You
to be drafting:
okay? Yeah.
director, writer, cinematographer. We're going to do 2 actors and 2 actresses. We'll also have a composer, and then we're also going to choose a popular song for our soundtrack.
Oh, okay. Cool.
And the way it'll work is um, either you and I will pick first in the director category, and then the next category the other person picks first, so that
Okay.
nobody
So
has
do
the
we
advantage.
flip for who gets very first pick?
Sure,
Ah, you can have
sure.
it. You can get a first pick. You can get a first
Oh,
pick.
really?
I'll defer. Yeah, because
You're gonna give me
otherwise,
that honor?
I don't know how we're gonna do the flip and know what it was, right?
Yeah, because we're doing this remotely and we can't see each other. So, okay, so yeah, so director. So for the first pick in the 2020 Christmas fantasy movie draft,
All right.
Michael E. Friedman selects director James Mangold.
Oh, that's a good choice. That's a good choice for Western. That
Yeah,
is
I
a good
think
choice.
he did 310 to Yuma and Logan, which is practically a western already. So I think he
Absolutely.
could do a good job with that.
Yeah, yeah. Pretty good choice. Pretty good choice. So, second pick for director is for me now, right?
Yep.
So I will go in the superhero genre with the man who kicked things off for the Marvel Cinematic Universe, sort of, John Favreau.
Yeah. Good pick. He's also done a Christmas movie. He's done Elf,
Oh
so
yes,
he
that's
can put
right.
that
That's
in.
right. I
Yeah.
totally wasn't even thinking about that. I was just thinking about the superhero element. But you're right. He's perfect. He's perfect.
Yeah. Yeah. You better than you thought you did.
Absolutely.
All right. So now we move on to writer. So Martin, who is your pick for writer?
I'm going to shake things up with my writer. I'm going to pick a writer who's not known for superhero movies for sure, and to my knowledge, has not done a Christmas movie, but is one of my favorites. And I think he would do a fantastic job with a kind of hybrid Christmas superhero movie, and that is Cameron Crowe.
Good. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I kind of figured you would go that route. I know he's one of your favorites.
Yep,
So yeah,
yep.
I think he could do a good job. All right. My pick for writer, I'm going back and forth. And And can we do we can't do two writers, can we?
Well, you could do two writers if there happen to be a writer team. So they have to be a
Okay.
natural writers team, or if they've teamed up before. So if
Okay.
it's a group that's teamed up before, then it could be.
Right,
But
right.
otherwise, you just need to pick a single writer.
Okay. Well, I'm was kind of leaning towards Joel and Ethan Cohen, but I
That's
think
a
I'm
good
going to
choice.
shake things up a little bit and go with Richard Linkletter.
What?
Yeah, I mean he hasn't done a western, but I do like his ensembles that
now,
he's able to put together and
now, he
the
has
way
done a
he writes.
western. Actually, he has done a
Has
western.
he?
Yes, the one with Ethan Hawke. Do you remember that one?
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't remember the name of it. No, but
Yeah. Let me give me 2 seconds, and I'll find it for you.
I mean that works all the better then because, but yeah, I really kind of like his. I'm just thinking of the vibe from like Dazed and Confused, and I see this as being kind of a in my head an ensemble piece. Um,
Oh, what's really cool about it is, your first instinct was great because the Coen brothers have done western and
yeah,
western-esque movies like they did True Grit, for instance. Uh,
yeah,
but and then old brother art is not a
yeah.
western, but
Not a
it's
western, but it feels
a
like one.
period piece. So yeah,
Yeah.
and they've done period pieces. So that would have been a good choice. But Richard Linklater did the Newton Boys, and that's
Oh
kind of a
yeah.
western.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
kind of a western.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's the kind of Western that you're thinking of.
No,
You're thinking of it for the other
I'm
style.
going more of like a uh, yeah, more of
Yeah.
a
Okay.
ensemble
I
slice of life type of thing.
I love Richard Linklater. I don't think it's I wouldn't have chosen him. I probably would have went with your first instinct, but
Yeah,
I think
I think you can
interesting
handle
choice.
it.
Interesting
I
choice.
believe in you, Richard Linklater. If Martin doesn't believe in you,
I believe in you. Don't put that on me. I believe in Richard Linklater.
all right. So cinematographer's up next. My pick, and this is going to seem pretty lame because I think if we do this, pretty much in the future, a lot of people are going to want to pick this guy, but Roger
I
Deakins
already,
is my pick.
I already knew you were going to pick that. But I mean, it's perfect. There's no doubt about it. I mean, you could have picked him for any genre and it'd been great, but
Yeah.
especially for westerns, though, he
Well,
did.
my main reason is because I love the assassination of
Oh
Jesse
yes,
James by the coward Robert Ford so much, and the cinematography is the reason I love that
that's
movie.
absolutely. Oh my God, that's breathtaking cinematography. I
Yeah,
agree with you. I love that film, but he also did True Grit. Speaking of the Coen brothers,
yeah, yeah.
so
He's
that's
done
a
a lot
great
of work with
choice.
the Coen Brothers. I think he did "Oh Brother, We're Out There" too, didn't he?
I don't
Which are
know. He
kind of
probably did,
relatable.
because yeah,
Yeah, I
you're
think
right. He
so.
has done quite a few. He did No Country for Old Men with them as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's a great choice. Good choice.
All
So
right.
my
So you're a
cinematographer.
cinematographer.
Let me think. I think there's an obvious choice for superhero movies that I'm gonna not take. I'm gonna do somebody who does have big movie experience though, and I've always kind of admired his work in big movies. But I was thinking about Trent Opalak, who's done like the Avengers, latest Avengers movies,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
some of the other Marvel movies. But I'm gonna go with Wally Pfister. And for those who don't know who Wally Pfister is, he used to be Christopher Nolan's main cinematographer. So he's done
Oh,
superhero
yeah.
movies like Dark Knight Rising, but he's also done stuff like Inception, and so giant movies. And I think he'd be perfect to be the cinematographer for this one.
Cool. Yeah, I think he would fit perfectly. Especially didn't one of the Batman movies take place around Christmas? I'm trying to remember.
I don't remember. It's funny. We did our Christmas movie list, and I
Yeah,
don't remember that ever entering my mind as kind of a Christmassy movie. But
I
you're
want to
probably
I want
right.
to say that like something took place around Christmas in one of those Batman movies, but
But I don't know if it's the one he did though.
yeah, it might not be.
Could be, but who knows?
All right, so now we go to our big name talent.
All right.
We're gonna do actor our lead actor first, then
Okay.
our lead actress, and then we'll
Hmm.
do our supporting actor and supporting actress.
Gotcha. So I
So
get the first
your
choice, right? Because you got
actor
to
number
pick.
one, yes, you get the
Yeah.
first
Okay. Good.
choice.
So my actor number one is used to be everyone's actor number one, Will Smith, and I think Will
Mm,
Smith would be great because A, he could be funny, and B, he could be action oriented and serious and dramatic. And I want to give John Favreau, who can also be funny and action oriented, and Cameron Crowe, who can be funny and dramatic. I want to give them freedom to explore. So Will Smith is the perfect choice in my mind for this kind of thing.
yeah, I mean, I'm still thinking of westerns in my head. I was like, well, I could have. He did Wild Wild West. I could have kept him in a western movie,
I don't
but
know.
he's also done a superhero movie before too. He's done Hancock,
That
right?
would have been a
So
risk. That would have been a risk for you to take Will Smith
no, yeah, I
based
wouldn't
on
have taken
his
Wild
based on
Wild.
his Western.
You didn't bum me out by taking. You didn't take my guy.
Okay,
So
good.
my guy though is George Clooney.
Ooh, good.
Speaking of somebody who could like pull off the western, and speaking of somebody who's worked with the writers that I didn't pick,
Yeah,
makes me think
exactly.
maybe I should have picked.
Yeah, you're like you're circling those wagons even though you didn't pick them.
But I think George Clooney could pull off a good Christmas. I'm not going to give away what I've kind of like aiming towards on my synopsis here, but I think he
Okay.
could pull off what I'm looking for.
Oh, I mean George Clooney, you can't go wrong. He's really good, really good. So good choice, good choice.
Yeah.
I can't wait to
He can,
hear
like you
what.
said, he can pull off like just like Will Smith. He could do the funny and he can
Hmm.
do the serious as well.
Absolutely.
My lead actress, I'm going to go a little bit out of the box. I'm going to go with Denai Guerrera, who
Oh yeah,
I
yeah.
think from Walking Dead and
Hmm.
Avengers,
Black Panther, right?
from Black
Mainly.
Panther, yeah,
Hmm.
mainly. And I think she's just a really good, powerful actress who deserves a nice, meaty lead role in a big film.
Sure. Well,
So
I can't
I'm
wait.
going
I
with
can't
her.
wait to hear where this is going. It sounds interesting. Sounds interesting. So my lead actress, I am going to go with someone who hasn't been on top of mind lately, but has always been a favorite of mine. Is going to be Monica Bellucci.
Oh
So
yeah.
for people who don't know Monica Bellucci, she's an Italian film star, and she was very big for quite a while. She's
Yeah,
still big in Italy, but she's done films such as what was her
wasn't
biggest? She's in the Matrix films.
wasn't she in the Matrix movies? That's what I was gonna say. That's where I
Yeah, she's
remember her
definitely
from.
in the Matrix films. I think maybe, but I think she had a bigger impact on another movie. I'm trying to think about. Irreversible was a
Oh well,
international,
Irreversible. Yeah, that's
yeah, smash, and Tears of the Sun was another action movie that she did with Bruce Willis, which was kind of an underrated war movie. Passion of the Christ, even. So she had a she had certainly a big run for quite a while. But I think I'm just thinking about her from that era, and that's why I'm going to choose her for my lead actress for this
yeah. I
superhero
haven't
film.
seen her around recently. That'd be interesting to
Yep.
see. All right, so we go to supporting actor now, and you get the first pick.
Oh, I do good. So my first pick for supporting, good. I'm going to stick with my versatility, and I'm going to go with Bradley Cooper. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Bradley Cooper's got superhero experience in a sense. He's been in the Marvel part of the Marvel universe with Rocket.
Yep.
Um, he's also, of course, accomplished dramatic actor, and also someone who is comfortable doing comedy. So I think I'm gonna, you know, like I said, keep my window open for my writer and my director.
Well, for my supporting actor, I'm going. I'm going back to the well again. The Coen Brothers well.
Whoa,
I'm going for Tim Blake Nelson as supporting
nice.
actor. I want to have a
Okay.
little Oh Brother reunion going on with him and
Yeah,
George.
absolutely. That's true. Yeah, him and George for sure. Wow.
I think
Okay,
they
that's a good
play
choice
off
for a
well
western.
together.
Good
Yeah,
choice for a western. Okay,
yeah.
don't mind that.
He's got that attitude. I think could really fit in a western. So.
Yeah, yeah. No, I think so. I think so.
And then on
So,
the other side of the board, we got supporting actress. I get the
mhm.
first pick in that, and I am going to go. This is way out there. This is not related to the Coen Brothers at all. And I'm going to go with Zendaya.
Okay, Zendaya. Okay, from
Yeah,
Spider-Man.
Spider Man and Euphoria on
Hmm.
HBO.
Hmm.
I think she's very versatile talent, and I've
Well,
got an
she's
idea for her character that I think we can go
okay. Okay.
with Denai's character as
Interesting.
well. So
Now,
I think that
yeah,
there might
yeah.
be something
Now I'm
going on there.
interested. I'm kind of. Is it bad? I'm interested in your movie a lot, and I still haven't formulated mine yet. Okay. Okay. That's a good choice, though. I like Zendaya. Zendaya. I, I hope we're saying that right.
Zendaya.
I hope we're saying it
You say
correctly.
it's Zendaya, I say it's Zendaya. Zendaya is
Exactly.
I'll
Exactly.
pull the whole thing off. Yep.
So my
So you're supporting actors,
supporting
yes.
actress is going to be again superhero experience, but also just someone I've admired quite a bit lately is Tessa Thompson. I'm gonna have Tessa Thompson be my supporting
Mm,
actress.
yeah,
So yeah,
definitely
she's
has that pedigree, the superhero pedigree.
definitely, and then of course she was also on the HBO show recently and did a fantastic job on that. Do you know which one I'm talking about? Westworld, the
Oh
one.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah. She's and Creed.
yeah.
Uh,
She's great in Creed too. Yeah.
yeah, and again she has comedy chops as well because her big breakout was the feature film Dear White People. So I think she's really versatile, and so I am going to put her in my supporting actress role.
Great. Okay, so composer is our next
All right.
category, our next position, and you get the first pick.
Oh, I get the first pick, and I assume we have to choose someone who's living still, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Imagine this as if you were putting together a
So
film
yeah,
too.
it's we gotta roll soon. We gotta we're in pre-pro now, right? So
Yeah, yeah.
so I definitely so they have to be around so I can hire them. So I'm gonna go with John Williams of Star Wars
Classic.
fame, and
Yes.
of course, Raiders and many
Yes.
iconic scores. So I'm gonna go with John Williams because this is a superhero movie and everybody needs to be able to
Has
hum
he
the
done a
theme song.
superhero score?
I believe he did original
Did he
Superman.
do
Is that right?
Superman?
I
Yeah.
think he did.
I
Yeah.
think he did too. I don't know for sure, but I mean that popped into my head that he did that. So if you can do that, you can do your superhero movie. So Not to deride your
Oh, what are you
superhero
trying to
movie.
say? Oh,
I'm just saying he's got the chops. That's all I'm saying.
okay,
He can do it.
okay.
Um, I'm going to go a little lower key with my composer. I'm going to go with. He's mainly known for his TV stuff, but he has done film as well. Bear McCreary.
Oh,
Um,
from Walking Dead, right?
yeah, he actually does the score for Walking Dead and amongst other TV shows. I think he did like Agents of Shield just recently, and then some other things. He's done a lot of music for TV shows, and I just kind of like specifically the Walking Dead, the music of the Walking Dead. I think would be good fit for a western.
Right,
Because
right.
Walking Dead has kind of evolved into a western almost, especially the
Hmm.
Fear of the Walking Dead, which he didn't compose music for that. I think he does work on that though too on occasion. But
Nice.
yeah, it's
No,
definitely
that's a
got
good
that
choice.
feel. And then finally, this is not really a position, but this is just a song for the movie. So you release a movie, you want to have a hit soundtrack too, right? So
Sure, absolutely.
um, so any song that's out there that's popular that it doesn't have to even be popular, but something that's out there that you want to add to the soundtrack. And for me, I'm going to go Christmas since it was a
Okay.
Christmas movie,
Hmm.
straight Christmas song. But this is a little bit different twist. So um, Manchester Orchestra is one of my favorite bands, and they just released a EP of Christmas music, and one of the songs on it is "God Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen," and
Oh,
I think
nice.
it's one of the best tracks on there, and I think it would really fit for a Western Christmas movie.
Nice. You know what we should do? Also in in the show notes, you should put a link to that if they've got it out
Yeah,
there,
yeah,
because
sure
I'd
thing.
love to hear that. I'd love to hear that for sure.
Mm,
That's
yeah,
a great carol. I like that carol a lot. So good choice. Good choice. And I'm going to go with a
so
very popular Christmas song. In fact, probably the most popular Christmas song lately, contemporarily. And this is a superhero movie, and we're going for a wide audience. So I want a wide audience for my soundtrack, and I'm going to go with "All I Want for Christmas Is You" by Mariah Carey.
yeah, I think a lot of Christmas movies have that song on their soundtrack,
Well,
right?
I don't know. They have her version. Like, we talked about Love Actually, and
Hmm.
it was her song, but it wasn't necessarily her version that they used.
True.
But and I think I've heard many other versions of her song, but not her version of it lately. So
Hmm.
I'm gonna go all the way. Full on commercial.
I
All I
think
want for
that's a
Christmas is
perfect
you.
commercial. Yeah.
Cool.
So, all
So
right.
we got our choices. Do we recap our choices and then we
Yeah, let's recap.
okay.
So I'm going to look at my cast and crew list here. So my Christmas Western movie will be directed by James Mangold, written by Richard Linklater, cinematography by Roger Deakins, starring George Clooney, Denai Guerrera, Tim Blake Nelson, and Zendaya, with the composer Bear McCreary and the song God Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen by Manchester Orchestra.
I'm sold. I'm going to that. I'm go 2021. If that's out and we can go to theaters by then, I'm
Yeah,
there.
there you go.
I'm there, man.
Maybe
Okay.
we need to pitch this when we're done.
Exactly. But any studios listening, we're available for hire. So mine, let me go through mine. My superhero movie, my superhero Christmas movie, will be directed by Jon Favreau, written by Cameron Crowe. The cinematographer is Wally Pfister. My lead actor is Will Smith. Lead actress Monica Bellucci. Supporting actor Bradley Cooper. Supporting actress Tessa Thompson. The music scored by John Williams and featuring "All I Want for Christmas Is You" by Mariah Carey.
Nice, nice.
Cool.
Yeah,
So
that'd be a fun movie.
I
Well,
hope
I
so. I
think
hope so.
we'll have to hear what your synopsis is first.
Yeah, exactly. So,
So yeah, so I know I already have an idea bubbling in my head, but I think we are going to take a quick break and figure out how we want to pitch our films, and
but
then
you won't
we'll
even
come back.
notice. You only notice we'll be right back.
Yeah, we're gonna. I mean, the magic of audio editing. You will not miss a beat. All right. Now that we've had some time to think about our cast and crew and how we can best effectively use them in our movies, we're going to share our synopses slash log lines with each other, and
And
let us
I'm
know what you think is the more interesting pitch, and we'll
yeah.
make the movie. No, we won't. But
No, I do think we're open to make these movies if the studios are interested.
yeah, if James Mangold and Richard Linklater want to pass, I'll gladly take up the writer director reins and do
And likewise, I would be willing to do the same.
it. All right, who wants to go first with their ideas?
I want you. I'll let you go first, just so I get a sense of how in depth you're going to make your
Okay,
pitch. Actually,
well, this is not going to be that in depth because I haven't really had a whole lot of opportunity
okay.
to think about it exactly. But the concept is that George Clooney arrives. This is a modern day western,
Oh,
so
okay.
think Hell or High Water type
Gotcha.
movie or Logan. George Clooney arrives in a small town dressed as Santa Claus on horseback,
Mm.
and he is dying of thirst and collapses in the middle of town, where he is discovered by the town's bumbling deputy Tim Blake Nelson, who is often inebriated on the job. And it turns out that they're trying to figure out like how he got there and what happened to him, and he tells his story. But it's really actually a big setup for a robbery that is being perpetrated by George Clooney's band of merry elf thieves, the local bank led by Zendaya.
Okay.
And Denai Guerrero plays the sheriff of the town, who is
Okay.
on his trail, trying to figure out what's going on. And it
Okay.
turns out there's a twist. Turns out that Zendaya is actually Denai Guerrero's daughter,
Gotcha.
uh, and she's trying to get revenge on her mom because she doesn't believe that she's been treated correctly.
Well,
But then everything works out nicely when they determine the true meaning of Christmas
okay.
is all about family and they reunite.
That's well, okay. Of course, it's a Christmas movie. If
It's a
it's a
Christmas
Christmas
movie.
movie, I would be disappointed if it didn't end that way.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
But
Okay.
there's a lot of hilarity ensues in a lot of other
Okay.
places.
So so I do think you did a good job with choosing Richard Linklater. I don't know that James Mangold, even though he's done comedy, but I don't know that he's all that into that.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, we'll have to see if we can. I mean, because yeah, it's a little bit more of a humorous edge than the darker edge that James Mangold tends to go for. So,
Gotcha. Gotcha. No, okay. Interesting. So all right. So you ready to hear about my superhero movie?
am I? Yes.
Okay. A descendant of elves must save Christmas
Nice.
and the world from an ice queen by assuming the role of Santa Claus. Will Smith learns to fulfill his destiny that he never realized he was destined for, and he has to hone his powers that he never knew he had to defeat this ice queen who comes from another planet, who's coming to douse the spirit of giving in order to prime the world for an alien takeover. Bradley Cooper plays her willing accomplice, and he's the CEO of a major corporation who, instead of selling toys, has moved his company into selling virtual experiences that not only have taken away sort of the magic of toys for kids at Christmas, but it also uh, brainwashes them with this virtual
Mm-hmm.
reality experience. Along the way, Tessa Thompson has to push the Will Smith character, who's reluctant to assume his destiny, but she believes in him and believes in Christmas, and will hopefully uh, give him enough inspiration to save the day.
Nice. Nice.
So
That's very Christmassy. I like it. I like it. So is Will Smith is the elf in this?
he's a descendant from elves.
He's a descendant from elves. Okay,
So
cool.
his ancestors were elves, and they worked for the original Santa Claus, who hasn't necessarily been around, but now the superhero that is Santa Claus has to reemerge in these dark times. So
Nice. I like it. I like it. I'm wondering we should come up with titles for our films. I didn't
yeah,
even think about that.
that might be tough though.
Yeah, yeah. I was thinking for mine, it was something like playing off the Man with No Name trilogy.
Hmm.
Like the Santa with No Name or something like that. I don't know.
A town with no claws.
The Town with No Claws. There we go.
uh, now,
And for yours,
for
what are you
yours,
gonna?
I don't know. I don't know. Like, let me think. Let me think. Because it might be just something simple like spirit, spirit of Christmas or something like. I mean, I
Yeah,
don't know. Something simple, but I'd love to get something really clever. But it's really all about saving the spirit of Christmas, which also
yeah,
saves the world, basically. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. So, I don't know what would be catchy for that, but spirit, maybe spirit, Yuletide spirit. Nah, that's way too generic. I don't know.
yeah. I think you gotta like play off with like the superhero aspect of it though, a little bit, right? So,
Yeah, I just don't want to call him like Christmas Man or anything.
Super Claus, Super Claus, S Claus, Super Claus. I don't know, something like that. Yeah, I don't know. Christmas Man.
What let why don't we have everyone let us know what
There
our
we
movie
go.
should be
Yeah,
called?
come up with
Yeah, yeah.
titles for our movies that we've just pitched to you and our all-star cast and crew.
And you know what?
Um,
Don't I know we said something about winner, but I think we're both winners. We're both
yeah,
winners here. I like your idea a lot, actually.
I
So
think they're both good. I think this kind of it was a fun little experiment, and I think kind of shows how just kind of putting yourself in a situation where you think about things like quickly kind of could help lead to new ideas.
definitely, and
And
you know what? And I think both of our films would gross very well at the box office. They'd be
yeah,
winners. They'd be
mhm,
winners critically
especially
and
with, yeah.
with the audience.
We're already
Well, I don't know about
crowning
critically.
ourselves box office champs.
I don't know if
So
mine would be critically, but I know the audience would love it.
I trust John Favreau and Cameron Crowe could
Yeah,
could
I
mold it
think they
into
could.
something
I think
good.
they
Yeah,
could.
yeah. Well, all right. Well, thank you for joining us for our first fantasy movie draft. Let us know what you thought about it. Let us know what you think the titles for our faux films should be. Let us know if you enjoyed this and you'd like to have us talk about this type of topic again. Uh, we had a lot of fun with it, so hopefully you
Definitely.
did too. Um, so anyway, yeah, so that's it for this week. Next week we will be having our, I guess, season finale
Yes,
for
the
the
season
year
finale.
because we'll
Absolutely.
be our last episode before Christmas, and then we'll take a little bit of a break, and we'll be back in 2021. But next week we are going to celebrate our annual tradition
That's
of a
right.
Star Wars special. And if you've been anywhere, you probably know what Star Wars we're going to talk about.
Yep.
Um, and then, yeah, so if you like this, please share the podcast. Please let us know. Once again, I want to thank Eureka Failure for providing us with the music, as they do every week for us. And check them out on Bandcamp at eurekafailure.bandcamp.com.
Definitely.
And
Definitely.
support local musicians and send them a couple bucks and download some tracks from them.
Absolutely.
It's the spirit of Christmas. Give a little bit. And
Yep.
yeah, so Martin, you got any final words?
My final words, just we've talked a little bit about it last week, but everyone reach out to your loved ones, reach out to your friends, and spread the Christmas spirit this year. And everyone enjoy the holiday spirit, not just the Christmas spirit, the holiday spirit. And everyone just kind of enjoy it, figure out how to do some good with it. And I know that you guys are creative, so come up with something positive you can do. In the holiday spirit of giving.
Yeah, it's good words, Martin, and I don't really have much more I can add to it than that. But Thank you so much for listening to us, and we'll see you again next week. Talk to you later.